your healing and come alive. God not dead, my youth, him alive. Visions and dreaming come alive. Higher heights I'm reaching alive. Fire for God, I'm steaming alive. Let me do it one more time. Everybody feeling alive. Cause the spirit breathing alive. Get your healing and come alive. God not dead, my youth, him alive. Visions and dreaming come alive. Higher heights I'm reaching alive. Fire for God, I'm steaming alive. Everybody feeling alive. Cause the spirit breathing alive. Get your healing and come alive. God not dead, my youth, him alive. Visions and dreaming come alive.
I gotta say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever in the world you are, you're doing to Love 101 FM, the family station. I am Sara-Ann, the chirpy one, and you're inside Alive 1 to 5 on this Testimony Tuesday. It is the 7th of June, 2022. I gotta say good afternoon to my friends on Facebook and YouTube Live. So those who aren't on, jump on, sign on, rock on, roll on, whatever you gotta do. We are live on Facebook and also on YouTube. So that's at Love 101 FM Jamaica. My friends listening to us on the FM band, good afternoon, 101.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. You're listening to us online at www.love101.org, or you're listening to us via the app that you have downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Good afternoon to you. My WhatsAppers, good afternoon at 876-997-3125. You know what to do. Jump onto Facebook or YouTube. Amen. Now we stay there until about 1:15. That's where it's at, children of God. Hey, taxi drivers, bus drivers, conductors and conductresses, passengers, essential service workers, software developers, programmers, good afternoon to you, helpers, housekeepers, everybody, silent listeners, ardent listeners. Hello. How you guys doing? It's a beautiful Tuesday. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Hey, stores, shops, supermarkets, good afternoon. Everybody hearing me right now, good afternoon to you. Hey, today you'll be inspired, informed, entertained, and engaged. In a moment, I'll bring you highlights from the news. 145 Menticize, that's mental exercise, listeners pick edition. So, children of God, you create your riddles today and you send them now to our WhatsApp number 876-997-3125. And then at 1:45, we will administer the best riddle. 2 o'clock for a blast. 2:50, the evidence that we hear from Sister Lena White, her testimony of how God came through for her speedily after doing a surgery. 3 o'clock, we go behind the pulpit with marriage officer, justice of the peace, and guidance counselor, Bishop Devon Daly of the Healer Life Ministries. Then 3:45 celebrations. At that time, you send me your birthdays and anniversary greetings. 4 o'clock, the Small People Show comes your way with Angeline. And then 4:55, we wrap it all up inside Alive 1 to 5 on this Testimony Tuesday. And ready? We ready? It is now time for highlights from the news at this time. Now, 15-year-old Camperdown schoolgirl held with gun. So a 15-year-old Camperdown High School, so that's a 15-year-old Camperdown High School girl, was detained by police yesterday after a firearm was found in her school bag. Now, I want to know, where did she get this firearm? And what even possessed her to bring it to school? Now, police say the teen was detained after a vehicle she was in was stopped and searched, and the firearm, a 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 11mm rounds of ammunition, was found. The driver of the vehicle has also been taken into custody, while another man who was traveling with them fled from the police and is being sought. Probably, I don't know. I don't want to speculate anything. But children of God, what you think? You think that the driver, perhaps, or someone in that vehicle gave her the gun thinking that, she wouldn't be searched? I don't know, because what would she be doing with a gun? Now, reports are that about 4:30 p.m., Members of the Joint Anti Gang Task Force, JAGTF, were conducting a spot check at the intersection of Windward Road and Mountain View Avenue. During the check, it is understood a Toyota Wish motor car was signaled to stop. The driver complied, but a man immediately ran from the vehicle. So you know when they're guilty. Well, at least the driver stopped and he didn't go on a wild goose chase like that lady I saw who was running from the police. Ah, Lord Jesus, what is happening? So yesterday you had that fight with the Tivoli 16-year-old boy and the 56-year-old teacher. And now you have another one, boy. And it happened yesterday. Two incidents yesterday that I know of. In other news, diversity is paying off, says Bartlett. But before I go to this news, see, Charmaine says, no, Sir Sara-Ann, this is so sad. Parents must pay more attention to their children when leaving out for school. But we don't really know if it's, the guys who were in that vehicle gave the girl to put in her bag. Probably they thought that the police would not search her. I don't know. Yeah, so let's go to the next news story. Diversity is paying off, says Bartlett. Now, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett is banking on Jamaica's diversification into various markets to help weather any fallout from increased airfares because of rising fuel prices. Doubtlessly, we have the spiraling costs of air services and the impact that the increased fuel costs are having, and the market will show some response. The good news is the way we have been diversifying our markets and the kind of demographic we are now seeing in Jamaica. Not that it is immune to shocks in the economy, but it is more resilient, said Bartlett. That's Bartlett response. He was speaking at the Sangster International Airport last Sunday on the sidelines of an inaugural American Airlines flight out of Austin, Texas. There were 66 passengers plus crew on board. The weekly nonstop flight is expected to provide another avenue for visitors out of the southeastern seaboard of the United States to Jamaica. This, the minister explained, will prove to be crucial to the local tourism product. Now, government to advance integration of TVET in schools. The government is taking steps to advance the integration of technical vocational education and training TVET in secondary schools across the country. This is one of the key recommendations in the Jamaica Education Transformation Commission, JETC, whose chairman, Professor Orlando Patterson, is currently leading a 2-week engagement with academic institutions at all educational levels across the island. The objective is to equip students with the skills for workplace. And finally, from highlights from the news, health experts warn childhood vaccination coverage in the Caribbean has declined significantly. The Caribbean Immunization Technical Advisory Group, CITAG, is warning that routine childhood vaccination coverage in Caribbean countries has fallen significantly during the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. In a statement, the CITAG, which is an independent group of experts in the fields of epidemiology, public health, microbiology, pediatrics, and tropical medicine, said that in some countries, as many as 3 out of 10 infants are not fully vaccinated, putting them at risk of measles, polio, and other diseases eliminated in the Americas that continue to circulate in other areas of the world. Now, the group of experts said that at the same time, it is important to maintain vaccine preventable disease vigilance given the increased risk of visitors to the Caribbean reintroducing polio, measles, rubella, and other childhood communicable diseases to our countries. And those are the highlights making it at this time for Tuesday, June 7, 2022. We trust that you were, as usual, informed. But I wonder what's going on, why, childhood vaccination has declined. I'm wondering what's going on. I remember back in my day, whether you wanted it or not, you're afraid of needles. Your parents sending you out, and you have no choice. And they ensure that you're fully vaccinated, as a child. So what's happening? What's happening? So parents, be more, responsible. Ensure that your children are fully vaccinated. All right. It's time for me to mark the register. Let's go to my friends on the Facebook and YouTube. Diane Waltons, you're first as usual. Freddie Bless. Mom Janet is present. Ricardo Portios, Iona Ashburn, good afternoon to you. Annette Evans, Sandra Mays, Mary James, Kareen Bennett, Joan Tomlinson. The YouTubers, them out enough, man. Where are the Facebookers? Winsome Campbell, Nola Lawson, Enid Kelly, Christine Humes, Barbara Griffiths, Marva Miller, Christine Humes, Daphne Thompson. Facebookers, come in now. Delroy Melvin, Marvin Murphy from Massachusetts, Makisha Sharp, Keisha Singh, good afternoon, Adela Frances, Esther Anglin, Tony Hamilton, Angela Hackett, Andrew Grace, hey, wagwan. Laurel Thompson, Rosalind Pearson, Charmaine, good afternoon to you, Marsha Lawrence, Blinky Brown, Anne-Marie Davidson. Thank you so much, Charmaine. Looking beautiful in your blue. Oh, yes. I think blue fits me, By the way, it's 1:15 on the family station, Love 101. Oh, no, Blinky still. We're working on that, okay, Blinky? We're working on that. Alderman Innes, Noel Cardinal, good afternoon. Beverly Hilton, Carlene Mendez, Gregory Diesel, Doreen Bradshaw, Marie Cunningham, RGD, Karen Russell, Charmaine, Pauline Deans, good afternoon. Elvita Thompson, Donna Mitchell, Ivy Washington, Laurel Thomas Garrick, Christine Smith, good afternoon. Watching from downtown Kingston. Natalie Campbell, Laverne Brown Bryan, good afternoon. Evelyn Morrison, Howard Edwards, Elaine Clark, Huntley Marshall, Maxwell Prince, Feet Banner Word Enough, Feet Banner Drinks, Champion Carol, good afternoon to you. Jacqueline Anderson, Wilma Shakespeare. Almost said William Shakespeare though. Is your family Wilma? Angela Walsh, Claudia James Dixon, Tifa Brown, Natalie Campbell, Janet Morris, Alvarine Ellis, Molly Dixon Grant, Kalia Rose, Claudia Ellis, Claudia Wood, Paulette Stevenson, hold on, it gone all the way down, Benny B. Bless, Carol Hines, Carlene Williams, Molly Dixon, got you, Bev Grant, or rather Bev Gale, Janet Simpson Dice, Antonia Facey. Wow, not enough too. Not enough today though. This is how I love to see it, And Alicia Swaby, Anastasia Edwards, Rima Butler, Pauline Steele, Yvonne Scott, Ivy Washington, Evangelist Tommy, Suzette Barrett, and Elaine Clark. And that's it for my peeps on the Facebook and YouTube. I don't know, take 2 from WhatsApp. Let's see now. Why them early? Faye Pablo, oh, you're too good. You've been here before 12 o'clock?
Sara-Ann, good
No,
afternoon, Chirpy One, my girl. How are you doing today? Happy Tuesday, my girl. Just big up yourself and live up with my girl. Because you can do all things through Christ who strengthening you. So God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. Sister Marie, Sister Moore, Sister Riri, Jeannie from East Kingston, Joan Dawkins from Connecticut. All right, that's all the time I have for the register. This is Love 101 FM, the family station. It's time for the music.
It's Cario Young. Sara-Ann is here. I have been waiting for so long. Welcome the chirpy one. Her presence electrifies everyone. My mother's listening too. She said she feels like she's 21. What? I know that's what she does to you. Such a great spirit, plays in the spirit too. So expect a miracle. Anything's possible now that Sarah's playing. Ooh, you will be just fine. Your soul will feel so alive with whatever Sarah's playing. Ooh, yeah. Everybody have to know. Everybody needs to know. Yeah. Everybody has to know. Oh yeah. The one that will listen to is Sara-Ann on the radio. Tell a neighbor. Everybody needs to know. Tell your friend. Everybody has to know. Tell a brother. The one that will listen to is Sara-Ann. Everybody has to know. Tell a neighbor. Everybody has to know. Tell a friend. The one that will listen to is Sara-Ann. What else you gotta do? There is absolutely nothing else to do. Cause there's no one else. There's no Sara. When Sara is on air, I can feel the difference. I can feel the spirit moving and I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. Well, what do you know? Life can be difficult, but it's the chirpy one and you can be happy. Yeah, you can be happy. Oh, yeah.